Just a stone's throw from Metropolis, America's seemingly most iconic love story has suffered a seismic shift. The woman who for decades chased news scoops, Lois Lane, now faces a battle no heroic headline could have anticipated: an aggressive breast cancer. Amidst her suffering, suspicion grows that her own husband, Superman, or rather, Clark Kent, is responsible for this devastation. Was what seemed invincible, in fact, a silent sentence of slow death? Is Superman a hero or an executioner? Discover the shocking truth behind Lois Lane's plight. Subscribe to the channel and like the video for more content like this. Feel free to suggest a topic for the next video in the comments below. The science of X-ray vision, when power becomes dangerous. Superman can see through walls, metal, and even the most closely guarded secrets. But few have stopped to ask, what if this blessing came with an invisible risk? Radiation experts point out that repeated X-rays in a human cell nucleus over years can generate DNA instability, causing mutations that culminate in malignant tumors. The continuous propagation of X-rays, even in small doses, is supported by radiation studies. Chronic exposure dramatically increases the risk of breast cancer. What if Superman inadvertently turned Lois's daily life into a chamber of lethal rays? Prolonged exposure, Lois's daily life beside the Man of Steel. While Superman was interacting with Lois Lane, he almost automatically stimulated her X-ray vision. According to inside witnesses at the Daily Planet, it was not uncommon for him to use his X-ray vision during his actions. During these brief, routine checks, Superman's eyes would pierce through her clothing and focus directly on Lois's chest. Intentionally or not, we know exactly where he was looking. Over the years of their relationship, it's estimated that each such act lasted mere seconds, but the total amounted to hours of cumulative radiation, invisible, silent, and relentless. Shocking testimonies, Daily Planet employees speak of fear and complicity. In the press room, no one dared speak. Superman was an idol, but everything he did was a source of whispers, confides a veteran reporter. She said she felt a strange pang in her chest, but she never understood its origin. We never paid attention until it was too late, laments a former co-worker of Lois. I saw Superman blink uncomfortably after using an X-ray. Sometimes it looked like embarrassment, other times, pure disregard, says a source who wished to remain anonymous. The medical report: advanced stage breast cancer. The doctors treating Lois Lane confirm the high-grade tumor has already reached the lymph nodes and presents an extremely aggressive profile. In confidential reports, oncologists suggest that genetic factors alone do not explain the severity and early onset of the disease. The hypothesis of an external, ionizing agent, such as X-rays, has become a significant factor in the differential diagnosis. I've never seen a case like this, assured an oncologist from the International Cancer Society, requesting anonymity. We are dealing with a possible induced pathology, rare, but potentially real. The internal confrontation, Lois's struggle between love and anger. In a recent interview with an alternative tabloid, Lois admitted to feeling hatred for those who should be protecting her. The legendary reporter now faces a series of frustrations: medical apprehension, public outrage, and the feeling of being the target of intimate scrutiny. Through tears, she revealed, "He was my strength. Now, I think he was my tormentor." Metropolis's reaction: fans between hype and repulsion. Hashtags about the subject have become trending topics on social media. Some fans maintain their faith in the hero, believing it's a conspiracy orchestrated by Superman's enemies. Others demand justice for Lois, demanding legal action in the Metropolis Court of Justice. They believe Superman should be held responsible, even if culpably, for the illness he caused. Lawyers prepare class action lawsuit: heroism versus responsibility. Perry White's lawyer leads the group of co-plaintiffs holding Superman responsible for the physical and emotional harm inflicted on Lois Lane. The allegations include gross negligence and failure to act in the use of potentially lethal force. The claim includes millions of dollars in damages and Superman's temporary removal from the streets. Depending on the outcome of the case, Superman's removal from the streets, through legal means, could be permanent. Superman's deafening silence. So far, the hero remains silent. No press conference, no official statement. Metropolis residents report that Superman has withdrawn from public life to reflect on the accusations. Not even flying in the skies of Metropolis has the red and blue uniform been seen. Consequences for society. If the link between X-ray vision and Lois's cancer is proven, the way everyone sees Superman will change forever. The question now is, how many collateral damage were left behind, victims of preventative screenings? Lois was the first to be diagnosed. How many more people has Superman deliberately harmed, without even knowing it? Hero or villain? As Lois prepares for intensive chemotherapy sessions, the world watches in divided tones. For some, the story ends in tragedy, unconditional love turned into karma. For others, it's simply confirmation of what everyone already knew: Superman was never a hero. Until this case is investigated and Superman held accountable, people will likely never believe in the little blue Boy Scout again. With the clamor for answers and justice growing, Metropolis will likely never see the Man of Steel the same way again. Once a symbol of salvation, he now struggles between heroism and human error. And at the epicenter of this storm is Lois Lane, the woman whose greatest legacy is perhaps exposing how fragile even the greatest icons can be. Stay tuned for updates on this case. Subscribe to the channel and like the video for more content like this. Feel free to suggest a topic for the next video in the comments below. See you in the next video.